In this lecture we are going to look into basic arithmetic operations. So I'm going to create a playground, and this is going to be blank, and call these operators. And let's remove this code from here. So what we are going to do is to make some type of variables, and we are going to use our arithmetic operators. So if I'm going to say var total is equals to 0, and then we are going to say like constant let a is equals to 10, let b is equals to 5, let c is equals to 24. And for example, if we want to calculate what our total is based on these three things, I can say like total is equals a plus b plus c. So if I play, let's give it a few seconds until it runs. So what my program does is take all these three values and adds them one to another. But this is simple math here. Also we can say a minus b plus c, and if I run, it will change the value here. Or I can say a minus b minus c, and if I run, it's going to be a negative 19. So we are playing with our integers here. But for example, if I say let d is equals 2.5, which is not integer now, it's a floating point number, I cannot say now, for example, this times d, because our binary operators, because here these three are integers, and we what Xcode is telling us that we cannot apply another double or floating point operator to int and doubles. So they are different types here. What I can say is let f is equals to 3.5, and if I say f times d, even though this part is valid, we have a problem because we are saying that the total is equal to f times d, and the problem is our total is type of an integer, but d and f are floating point numbers, so they are doubles, and we cannot set that integer is equal to doubles. So I can say, for example, let my double is equals f times d, and if I run, this is going to make 8.75, because now they are perfectly normal when we are using the same type of constants or variables inside with our operators. Same way we can say minus, plus, divide. So these are standard mathematical operators that our program can take and convert them or do the math. Same way we can do like functions. For example, if I say func and let's say calculate percentage, and this function is going to take a parameter and return. Actually, no, it's not going to return. And by the way, percentage is not valid to put inside the function name. So let's call it calculate, and it's going to take a number, which is an integer, and also take a percentage, which is an integer as well. So what we are going to do is to calculate specific percentage of this number. So if I am passing a number here, then I want to find out how much will be specific percentage. This function can print it. So if I create a local variable here and call this percentage, it's going to be by default equal to 0. And then I'm going to also say print percentage, which is an integer. So right now our code is complaining that we have created a variable, but we never mutated it. So it's better to call this let, but we're not going to do it because we're going to change the value now. So in order to calculate the percentage, we're going to take our number. So we say percentage is equals, and we take our number, then divide it by 100 because we have 100%, and then we're going to say times percentage. And in order for this to work fine, I'm going to first do this part and then make it times the percentage number. So I'm putting this inside the parentheses. So the rule of mathematics apply here as well. Whatever is true for mathematics, you can write in the code here, which will be perfectly fine. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So what we can do is now if I want to find out, let's say 2000, 10% of the 2000, how much it will be, I can call my calculate function. Actually, I have to call it after I have declared my function. So I say calculate, and I'm putting my number 2000, and I want to find out the 10%. So I put the percentage here. And if I run the code now, the percentage, we never set our percentage here. You see what the problem is here. We have a constant here that we are passing called percentage, and then we have variable called percentage here. So these two are cross-checking each other. So when we are doing times percentage, instead of getting this, it chooses to take this variable, which always is 0. So actually this is another example of why you shouldn't name your variables or your constant having the same name. So what I want to do here, this is actually one wrong naming here. I want to call this result. So we say let result is equals, and then we print our result. So if I run it now, it will calculate the 10% of 2000, which is 200. So imagine if I want to do another number, so we say calculate, then we put 5483, and we want the 5% of it. And if I run now, it will tell me that the 5% from this number is 270. You can take a calculator and calculate it by yourself if you want to check it. But this is a simple calculation function that takes the number and calculates the percentage that we have given, and it just prints out the value. So you see how useful is having the function, because we can pass any numbers we want, and it will do the calculation, and we are just simply reusing this code here.